How many calories does your diet actually recommend that you consume each day? This is Tom Jones Pharmacist Live, and we're on YouTube Live, the best diet for you. And we are talking about how you can stay healthy. That's the name of the game. That is the name of the game. Annie Doodle is in the house tonight. Say hello, Annie Doodle.
Hello, Annie Doo.
All right. My name is Tom Jones Pharmacist, and I like to give information. The information that we're going to talk about tonight is how many calories does your diet actually recommend that you consume, and what's the best diet for you, and actually how many calories for your age and your weight and everything is optimal for your life. Now, have you ever looked at the small print on the nutrition labels? I bet you get the notion that, well, they've got a recommendation for me. But is it really a recommendation for me? Because it's almost always talking about 2,000 calories. Does that mean that you need to be consuming 2,000 calories every day? And actually, your recommended diet that you're on right now, what does it say that you need to be consuming on a daily basis? And really, in honesty, your daily values that you consume can be higher or lower depending on what your needs are. You have individual needs, and not every diet is going to recommend 2,000 calories. They may recommend 1,600. They may recommend 1,200. And what do you need in order to stay and maintain your current weight? And in some newer nutrition labels, the text may read the percent daily value tells you how much a nutrient in a serving of food that contributes to a daily diet of 2,000 calories a day is used in this particular preparation. So if you're trying to develop a healthy eating program on your own, or if you're trying to follow a healthy eating program, you really are a little bit in the dark. Because what does it mean to be on a 1,500 calorie diet per day, a 2,000 calorie diet per day, or a 2,500 calorie diet per day? The food that you intake may not be equal across the board. Or is there a better way to actually come up with this regimen? So let's talk about a 2,000 calorie diet. Now, a lot of food companies, like they will give you the amount of caloric intake that a serving will amount to, but in your case, you have specific details that you need to be learning about, logging in your little calendar, and keep up with, because you may need X number of calories from carbohydrates. You may need X number of calories from fat. You may need X number of calories from protein. And they're all going to be calculated differently, even though they all amount to a specific calorie intake. So we need to actually take a review of some of this information. So what does it mean when you are to be on a 30% basis of caloric intake of a particular type of food? So let's just go over some of these aspects of it. A 2,000 calorie diet doesn't mean that it's necessarily better for you, because again, your individual needs are going to require a specific amount of calories from different types of food. And the intake will be a range also. It's not going to be a specific number. So when you calculate all of the foods that you eat and put those into a spreadsheet, you're really going to need to do this from a very authoritative standpoint. You're going to need to jot down how much food of a particular type you ate and how many calories are in the quantity that you ate. So by using this figure, the nutritional information is going to be useful on a wide range of categories. And here's the reason why it's so vitally important. I'm going to take a sip of my drink, which is water with a little carbonation in it. For example, a moderately active 30-year-old woman who wants to consume, say, 2,000 calories to maintain her weight, and a 40-year-old man who actually needs to consume about 2,100 calories to maintain his weight, and another real active young lady, maybe about 22 years old, she needs to take in about 2,000 calories to maintain her weight, and a tall, slender gentleman of about 65 years old who needs to take in about 1,700 calories to maintain his weight. All of these people have different weights. All of these people have different activities. All of these people take a different amount of daily caloric intake in order to maintain the weight that they have right now. And in order to lose weight, these people have to consume less calories. You would have to consume less calories, and you've got to adjust that to meet your daily caloric intake. So specific weights, specific activities that you do, specific body types, all will take a math equation utilizing the foods that you consume in your body. You need a way of keeping track by calculating how many calories you're going to need to maintain that weight. And each food is different on top of that. So you've got the weight loss plans that are based on 2,000 calories per day, the weight loss plans that are based on 1,800 calories per day, the weight loss plans that are based on 1,600 calories a day are all going to be different. And it's going to matter whether you're a man or whether you're a woman. So each one of you are going to have a different breakdown of calories that you need to take in per day. The actual diet breakdown is more reasonable, though, when you keep a listing of those foods. So, for example, how many calories do you need to consume for breakfast? 400, 500, 600 calories? How many calories do you need to consume for snacks? Is that going to be 50, 75, 100, 150? How many calories are you going to need for lunch? 500 calories, 550, 600, 650, 700. And how many calories are you going to need for dinner? Dinner requires a different amount of calories. If it's 500, 550, 600, 650, 700, 750. And then you need to calculate the food intake that you're going to prepare for each meal. So then and only then will you come up with your daily value of the nutrient intake that you will put into your diet. So it becomes a tricky proposition. And again, the additional part that's tricky is whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, whether you're active or whether you're passive as far as getting out and doing things. What type of body build do you have? Are you metabolically slow or are you metabolically burn faster? So you've got to read all the food labels, and you've got to be able to interpret the food labels so that it presents itself in an orderly fashion. So, bottom line is, it's not easy. It is not easy to determine how many calories you take in per day. Your diet may actually recommend 1,200 calories. So you've got to figure out exactly how many calories you can consume per meal, per snack, per day in order to maintain that particular caloric intake. All right, this concludes our program tonight on how many calories a day does your diet recommend, and how many calories a day are you able to put into and make it so you can lose weight and stay healthy. All right, any doodle?
Yeah.
Say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
All right, my name is Tom Jones, Pharmacist, and you have been on Tom Jones, Pharmacist Live on YouTube Live.
My Wellness Train, all aboard. You are on My Wellness Train.
That's interesting.
My Wellness Train, all aboard. You are on My Wellness